All right, kids and cats. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a terrible start. I've already said, trying to break myself of that habit. So, also need to break myself. I don't know how stupid layers is. Anyway, yeah, back on Herakles, Cerberus, wrestling, and this is yeah. Again, it's probably pretty obvious since I'm just a disembodied voice, but this is me drawing digitally. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get beyond just yammering on about process. So I just kind of set out like what I'm gonna like try. So I'm laying down flats still, just laying down like a gray for Cerberus, which is gonna be yeah. I mean he's gonna have it's somewhat blue, right? So I'm thinking he's gonna have somewhat blue, grayish blue tint. I'm thinking. So I want to just put down the flats on him today. For that, then I want to look at. I think I'm going to look at making the line, the upper line, the line for Herc right now, and yeah, it's kind of the dog too. It's really pretty thick and heavy, and I want this to be more like an experiment with color. So I think I'm going to try and go in and on another layer, put in the light pencil line, the light outline, very light, and then yeah, I'm kind of doing it to challenge myself to do more with color here, to really try and make the color work, since that's really the purpose of this exercise. And yeah, I suppose trying to push out of the comfort zone. Mainly, I do sculpture, so yeah, there's not a whole lot. So I mean, there is polychrome sculpture still, but a lot of what I do doesn't involve color, since it's sculpture. It involves clay, which is usually brown or gray or what have you. I'm also stoked because I'll just mention I'm kind of stoked because I got some new clay today, and it's a harder tack. It's a non-sulfur. It's a oil-based clay, but it's a non-sulfur, and it's which I've used before, so I'm used to that. But this is a harder tack, and I need it for something specific. But I'm also just kind of stoked to try out the harder tack. The clay is harder, and see how it works. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So yeah, I got to get this to go. I got to go beyond just kind of yammering on about what I'm doing here, drawing. Although, if people have questions, if you have questions about what I'm doing, or strategies or approaches, you want to make suggestions, you got ideas of your own, yeah, always love to hear that. I think about calling this a digital sketchbook, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that's a good title, or maybe that's just a good way of describing what this is supposed to be all about. Anyways, yeah, all right, so try and break away from just yammering on about yeah, 'cause how exciting is it to hear me just go on at length about, well, all right, so I'm making this gray now. Yeah, it's not probably not the most exciting thing. Let's see. All right, so I'm major stoked because next month, going out to Arizona, I'm stoked because it's going to be warm. I live in a dingy corner of the Midwest, and it's great. I mean, it's a nice place, and I really can. It's Indianapolis. If that, I don't know why I don't know why I wouldn't mention that. Great city, great place. I just for me, like, what really kills me is the sky. I just cannot take, like, I've been here a long time. I've been here longer than I care to admit. But the sky really just kills me. The lack of sunlight. There's sunshine today. Oh my God, I'm totally thankful. So I did look up the number of days that you have sunshine in Indianapolis, and it was not good. That was not encouraging. So I gotta get out of here at some point. It's not the cold. The cold's fine. I got no problem with the cold. I'm basically never cold. I mean, I don't wear, like, I don't wear. I would wear shorts until it's got to be the low teens at least before I'll put on long pants to go out and walk. I mean, seriously, like, outside. I don't know. it's not real cold to me. I don't really mind it, whatever. But yeah, the lack of the sunshine, that drives me absolutely insane. All right, so to jump back to just raw technical or just raw drawing stuff for a moment. So this layer, I'm going to take that. So this is a layer with the pencils. So I'm going to take the opacity of this way down. And well, so you have the background image here, the background pencils that I scanned. I didn't scan in, but yeah. I'm not going to go through that. Yeah, you can see the underlying pencils. Anyways, what I'm going to do is put down like a thinner, that's way too thick. Put down a thinner line. Let's try that. Put down a pretty thin line for Herc, and because I want to try out, I want to push myself to really try and make this work with color. So it's going to be a pain to see. It's going to be a pain to get all the lines in, but yeah, I think it's worth it. Anyways, get back to it. So yeah, going to Arizona next month. Sadly, just for a week. I love Arizona. I think it's fantastic. I should admit though, I've not been there for a summer, and people have told me, before you get too enthusiastic about Arizona, you probably want to be out there for a summer for like 100 days of 100 plus heat, which sounds pretty insane. I mean, I wonder, I guess the nights cool down some at night, maybe. I don't know. I grew up in Alabama. I grew up in the South, so I can remember, living in Georgia, living in Alabama, especially living in Georgia. For some reason, I really became aware of it. I mean, I can remember summers in Georgia and Athens, Georgia, and just, man, like it would just not. Yeah, at night it would cool down to 80, and it was still just insanely humid. Yeah, it was pretty insane. Yeah, I get up in the morning, I go outside, and yeah, like you're talking like 6:30 or 7, and it's already like 80 degrees easy. Yeah, totally going for that. So, yeah, so I guess like, I mean, I do wonder, if anybody's from Arizona and wants me to tell me what it's like dealing with 100 days of 100 plus heat. I mean, I'd really be fascinated to know just how you go about dealing with it. I don't know, maybe it's not that different really. Maybe you just get up early if you can and do some things while it's early, and you spend a lot of time inside in the air conditioning. I guess that's obvious. I guess like you could just turn the question around to me and ask, how do you get through the winters in Indiana? I mean, I still go outside, which is one thing I've really noticed. I have a dog. Although other people's dogs, I thought dogs would get people out more in Indiana, and maybe they do, but I haven't seen that much of it. I'm kind of stunned at how much. Why can't I? Must have goofed up somewhere. Sorry, talking to myself. Yeah, I'm kind of stunned at people who. I mean, the dogs will drive me insane if I don't go outside. So I basically, and it's got to be life threatening to really keep me inside, and even then, yeah. Although I did get a scare or something. I remember like I went out. I actually went to the dog park. I went out to the dog park with my dog, and it was really cold. It was bad cold with like the wind chill and so forth. And I remember I got back to the car and my hands were really hurting, which I'm the first sign of frostbite. And I thought like, wow, that really, this isn't so great. That's the one time I've really been concerned. Yeah, so it's kind of strange. It's there's something odd about living in a place where nature is actively trying to kill you part of the year. So anyway, so yeah, I would like to. I do need. Yeah, I probably just need to find out. I'm sure there's plenty of people who've written about this, about how you deal with the the insane heat in the American Southwest in the summers. But I'm curious. I should look that up. Anyway, yeah, to get back to it, I'm completely stoked to be going back to Arizona. I just think it's fantastic. Going next month, and it'll be a great time of the year for it. Because it's pretty cool, really. I mean, yeah, it heats up a lot during the day, which is why I do the really hard, I do the hiking. I do all the really strenuous outdoor stuff really early. So there's a mountain in Phoenix. It's right in Phoenix, right in the middle of the city. And actually the hotel we'll be staying at, or resort, or whatever it is, I'm not sure what to call it. Well, it's a hotel. But the place where we're staying is just maybe 5 minutes from, not even that, it's right around the corner basically from Camelback, from the trailhead. And so it's a mountain really just in the heart of Phoenix, and it's a fantastic hike, and it's just an absolutely wonderful hike. It's kind of psycho hard. Well, I mean, it's not. It's not that hard. I don't want to overstate it, but there is a part on the trail you get on the trail and you come up pretty soon to the sign, and it says, "All right, look, it gets a lot worse from here." And this is, so you might want to give serious thought to how much you really want to do this. Yeah, for me, I just thought that was fantastic. I just absolutely loved that. So it made me want to do it more, if anything. So the thing about Camelback is it goes up really fast. It's not that long, but it gains elevation really fast. There's another mountain. I mean, for example, there's another mountain not too far from, it's also really more or less in Phoenix, but there's another hike, and it's a good hike, Shadow Mountain, which is a lot of fun to climb. But it's up on a mesa, right? So it's already kind of up there. Camelback. And Camelback goes higher, but I get like the initial elevation on Shadow Mountain, right? You're already kind of high up because you're up on this mesa, if memory serves. So yeah, the thing about Camelback is it goes up really fast. There's a lot of elevation, so pretty steep. It gets steep really fast, and so it's a tough hike that way. I think what really sets it apart, what I really think is fantastic about it, and what's really a challenge, is there's about a quarter mile of a boulder gully. So you've got a gully, like think of a little valley or what. I mean, you've got a gully, you've got kind of cliffs on either side of you, and it's just chock full of boulders. So you're basically scrambling over boulders for a quarter of a mile. And it's pretty, it's a good, it's tiring. It'll get to you. Although I love it. I just think it's fantastic. And if I lived there, wow, I think I'd be hiking Camelback so much. If we go back, so we're going back, and I'll hike it again with my son. This will be my third time hiking it. And the great thing is, if you hike, I'm sure, hike or walk, bike, whatever, I'm sure you know this. Like, it's really, new trails, new hikes are really awesome and really fun. But something like Camelback is also, like the second time I did it, it was so fun because I was like, I know how much this is left, and there's that kind of confidence you get, or not even really confidence, but it's just really cool to know, okay, I know this part of the hike, and I know how much harder it gets from here, and I'm really stoked about doing getting up and doing the rest of this. I guess it's just that once you know landmarks, it feels so much easier. And it's just obviously just a psychological thing, but like you're not wondering, oh, how far do I have to go? You think like, oh, I've gone this far and I got to get to this next landmark and this next landmark. And then I'm at the top and then I'm coming down, which is also pretty great. And pretty strenuous. I mean, scrambling down over all the boulders is also a real blast. So yeah, it's a pretty, would my son call it technical or something? I don't know. There are definitely places where, well, I mean, there are people who are better than me, but there are definitely places where 3 points of contact is pretty much going to be required. You're scrambling over the boulders, and you're probably going to be in contact with rock in at least 3 points, like both feet, one hand, and so that's pretty swell. Let's see what else to say about it. I love the hike. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. I think it took us about, my son said 2 hours, but I'm really skeptical. I think it took us longer. I think it took me longer. He claims he was only waiting for me for like 10 minutes when he got to the top before me, obviously, and he claims that he was only waiting there like 5 or 10 minutes, but I'm not sure I believe him. I think maybe he's just saying that to make me feel better. Anyway, I'm gonna say it's gonna take 3 hours, just to be pretty conservative. It might be less. I'm pretty excited. So I think it's going to be hard to take as many. I think it's going to be hard to take as many breaks as I might have before. I think I noticed that the second time I did it. I was like, the breaks were like, I didn't need them as much. I didn't want to do them. And another thing, second time I did it, man, there was this guy. He did the freaking. I think I saw him do the stupid. I saw him do the thing twice. Like I saw him go up, pass me, come back down. Saw him go up again. He's probably out there like weekly or something. And the thing is, like he was dressed like he'd just come off the site. Like he was working construction, and he'd just come off his job. He'd just come off his construction job and was getting out there. So so I'm totally stoked about that. There's going to be an Eric Fischl exhibit at the museum. Got tickets for that. Really stoked to go for that. So I think it's really going to be a blast. And it's getting to the point where, I don't know Arizona well, but I know, not Arizona, Phoenix, and then we're going to Tucson. And it's not like I know those places well enough, but I know places to go. I'll look at the name of it. I think it's the Sequoia National Park in Tucson. I love going to that place. And that's something. What is it? Like, that's an incredible thing about the area. You drive like 20 minutes and you're in a national park, which is awesome. And I let me add, pro Indiana. Indiana has some great state parks. It also has a great national park south of us. Indiana's also a pretty swell place that way. All right, so I'm going to cut this because we're getting close to 20. So thanks for hanging out. And planning on being back tomorrow, barring some disaster. Thanks. Peace out. See you later.